first, we want to introduce you to the Carrington family, a new addition to our Family Times family, and the creation of nationally syndicated cartoonist Brian Crane.
Dad, I need a bigger allowance.
Hey, me too. So do I. Me too.
A bigger allowance? What makes you think you need a bigger allowance?
I need a new CD player.
I need a new bike. I need some new clothes. More toys.
I don't think you kids realize how good you have it. Now, when I was young, we really had it hard. I had to get up early every morning and deliver papers, and then I had to walk 5 miles to school in the snow, and we never had enough to eat, and we
Gee, Dad, aren't you glad you live with us now?
Great. Hey kids, you want to save $1 million? Well, you can do it, and our kids can show you how. That and more next. But first, our weekly visit to see what the Carringtons are up to.
Jill, you shouldn't be watching this kind of program.
I just turned on the TV, and this is what came on.
Well, you had a choice, didn't you? You could have turned it off or changed the channel. Always remember, you have a choice, okay?
Okay. Mom?
Yes?
What if my choice is to keep watching it?
That's when I get to make a choice. Let's see, I could ground you, or I could take away your TV privileges, or I could even...
I think I'll turn it off.
Good choice.
We're going to check in on Maria's house in a minute, get a family flick pick, plus our weekly tip on teaching children values. But as we head to break, let's see what those Carringtons are up to.
Look, honey, here's a snowblower for $250.
So?
Well, that's a pretty good price.
But that's a lot of money.
I know, but it's worth it.
How can you say that? It'll just sit in the garage most of the year. Let's face it, we don't need a snowblower.
I know we don't need a snowblower. I didn't need you either, but I really, really wanted you.
No.
Ready to study like a pro. Our Fearless Five go to any length to make a point just for you. But first, let's check in with our good friends Jim, June, Jan, Jill, and all the rest of those crazy Carringtons, courtesy of our good friend and syndicated cartoonist Brian Crane.
What are you trying to do, Joshua?
I'm trying to put the wheel back on my truck, but it won't go. See? It won't go.
Are you sure you're using all your strength?
I'm sure.
No, you're not. You haven't asked me to help you.
Oh!
Maria Carr will join us in a few minutes to show your family how to be ready for something we hope never happens, but sometimes does. First, let's check in with those Carringtons, a modern, traditional family facing life's trials with faith, courage, and mismatched silverware.
Mom?
I warned you I'd take it back to the pet store if you didn't start taking better care of it.
But, Mom, that's not fair. I have been taking good care of it.
Jill, I took it back to the pet store 3 weeks ago.
Oops.
Okay, we're heading to Maria's house next, but first we want to introduce you to the Carrington family, a new addition to our Family Times family, and the creation of nationally syndicated cartoonist Brian Crane.
Dad, I need a bigger allowance.
Hey, me too. So do I. Me too.
A bigger allowance? What makes you think you need a bigger allowance?
I need a new CD player.
I need a new bike. I need some new clothes. More toys.
I don't think you kids realize how good you have it. Now, when I was young, we really had it hard. I had to get up early every morning and deliver papers, and then I had to walk 5 miles to school in the snow, and we never had enough to eat, and we...
Gee, Dad, aren't you glad you live with us now?
The young bunch here at Family Times has a great idea for teaching family history. Plus, the Ayers will be here teaching about courage. That's all coming up. First, let's check in with Jim and Julie and the rest of those crazy cartoon Carringtons.
Oh, did you have a hard day at work, hon?
Uh-huh.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but don't get too comfortable.
Uh-oh.
I need you to unplug the sink for me. Also, the van has a flat tire.
But...
After that, I'd like you to have a little talk with Jan. She was kind of sassy with me today. Oh, and don't forget, we have parent-teacher conferences tonight.
Every family should have a basset hound. That way there's always someone who looks like they have more problems than you.
In the home from the Ayers. And for our young viewers, Drawing the Line. That's after the break. But first, the latest adventures of our good friends, the Carringtons.
And with just 2 minutes left in the game, it's the Generals 96 and the Bears 98. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Great game, huh?
Yeah, I love basketball.
Not me. I do like tennis, though.
So do I. Gymnastics, too. I like figure skating.
How about you, Joshua and Jared? What sport do you guys like?
Well, what do you do on that long drive? The young bunch will be by with some tips. But first, let's check in with the Carringtons. As always, taking on life with faith, courage, and mismatched silverware.
Bad boys, Joshua and Jared.
Jonathan, don't say that. There are no bad children. There are badly trained children. There are misunderstood children. There are abused children, but there are no bad children.
Well, they got into your dresser and spilt your fingernail polish.
Ooh, bad boys.
Coming up, we're going to go to Maria's house, actually to the backyard, for something you could really consider a ritual in your family.
But first, let's see how those crazy Carringtons are making out as they take on the world with faith, courage, and mismatched silverware.
Okay, girls, do you want to win this game?
Yeah, we sure do!
Good. We can win this game, but we want to win it the right way, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
All right. That means we have to have good sportsmanship. No temper tantrums, no yelling at the officials, and no being bad losers. You understand that?
Yeah, okay.
Good. Now go and explain that to your mothers.
Like to know if there is a cannery like this one in your area, just give us a call at our toll-free number, 1-800-74-SHARE.
Now, the kids, the money, and yes, the flubber, all still ahead on this edition of Family Times. But first, those crazy Carringtons.
What are you gonna do with your piggy bank? I'm gonna buy a birthday present for Mommy. Not me. I'm drawing Mommy a picture for her birthday. You're not doing a very good job. It looks sloppy. It doesn't matter. She loves everything I draw, even if it is sloppy. And I don't have to spend my money. You're right. I think I'll draw her a picture too. This is what Dad calls a win-win situation.
Pushing me away, he's putting up with Mom's kisses and hugs.
Tolerating you.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, all right. Checkbooks, pizza, and stories to say goodnight by. All coming up after the break. But first, let's see what's up at the Carrington household.
What's that you're working on, Jonathan?
Oh, I have to write a paper for my social studies class.
Really? What's it about?
The title is Things I Wish My Parents Knew.
Sounds interesting. And it looks like you've written quite a bit.
Yeah, I guess.
Mind if I take a look?
No way.
Hi. Yeah. I'm going to take the challenge. We're going to be telling stories, honey. Just wait. Coming up next, counting to 10, teens go on the tightrope and taking the fickle out of picking a flick. But first, what do you suppose our good friends the Carringtons are up to? Let's see.
It's nice here, isn't it?
Yes, it's so peaceful and relaxing.
Well, you deserve a break once in a while. To have someone waiting on you instead of vice versa.
You're right. I love the kids dearly, but I do need to get away from them once in a while to keep my sanity.
Yeah, and it looks like it's none too soon.
What do you mean?
Well, it's really not necessary for you to cut up my meat for me.
Oops.
Oops.
We have with us our good friends, the Carrington family.
Now, of course, the Carringtons are regular guests on Family Time, so we're really glad to have them all here with us. We've got everybody: Dad, Mom, Joshua, Jared, Jonathan, Jan, Jill, and the dog Grins.
Now, they're a little bit nervous being on national TV, so we promised them they wouldn't have to say much. But that's really okay, because we really wanted to talk to the man who got this family together in the first place. So we dropped in at his home near Reno, Nevada. His name is Brian Crane, and you're probably already familiar with some of his work. Do you sit down and just look at the piece of paper and just sit and think?
Uh-huh.
Brian Crane has been drawing the nationally syndicated comic strip Pickles for the past 7 years. A phenomenal success, Pickles is about Earl and Opal Pickles, an elderly couple whose daughter and grandson, Nelson, live with them in their very ordinary home. Oh, I love this one. What are you drawing, Nelson? It's a picture of monkeys eating bananas. I don't see any bananas. It's because the monkeys ate them. I don't see any monkeys either. Well, you don't expect the monkeys to hang around after the bananas are gone, do you?
That tickled me, too.
And it tickles a lot of other people as well. Newspapers all over the country are running Pickles because readers love it.
I think it shows older Americans in a humorous but positive light, which is rare in media in our society. Basically,
Richard LeCompte is on the lifestyle staff at the Reno Gazette-Journal, Brian Crane's hometown paper.
Pickles is obviously our most popular strip. He outpulled such standards as Peanuts and Beetle Bailey and Blondie, and For Better or For Worse. For Better or For Worse typically comes in at the top of a lot of polls, but recently Pickles seems to be very popular.
I write all my own ideas, or at least the vast majority of them.
The creative process is something Brian Crane has learned to master.
You know, sometimes you get an idea in the middle of the night, and you write it down, and it sounds brilliant at 3 a.m., and you look at it in the morning, and it makes no sense whatsoever. You feeling the burn yet? No. I try to set aside mornings. I take a long walk when I get up in the morning, and try to think of things I could be doing that day with my strip.
But Brian finds a lot of his material closer to home.
Get out of jail free card.
And it's a fertile field.
Didn't know what happened the other day?
I try to show families they're not always just cutting each other down, where there is genuine love between them, and they're not living some 90s far-out lifestyle. They're good, solid, salt-of-the-earth, traditional families, which it seems like have been overlooked. Big, strapping young men with the broad shoulders.
And it's that traditional family Brian shares with us each week, the Carringtons, who always approach life with faith, courage, and mismatched silverware, and who offer sound principles that help even their creator.
You know in the back of your mind but you've forgotten them. So drawing these makes me think about, you know, how I should handle these situations when they come up, and hopefully helps me out in those times.
Bad boys, Joshua and Jared.
Jonathan, don't say that. There are no bad children. There are badly trained children. There are misunderstood children. There are abused children, but there are no bad children.
And then he tells her, they've been in your makeup case, or in your jewelry box, I'm not sure what she said. And she says, bad boys.
Sometimes it's hard to know who gets more out of the Carringtons.
I get a good feeling from it. I hope other people do.
He left an advertising job, and now Brian Crane is living a lifelong dream. What happened in your childhood that made you want to do this?
I don't remember. I have no idea. I was probably around 2nd or 3rd grade. I drew a picture of this funny face in elementary school and in the lunchroom. Made my friend laugh so hard that milk came out of his nose, and I was hooked. You know, that was it. I wanted to be a cartoonist.
Yeah, I think it happens like that for all the cartoonists, isn't it?
Right.
Getting friends to get milk coming out their nose.
That's
and
right. There's nothing better. I've never topped that sensation since then.
I got to tell you how fun it was to watch the creative process at work with Brian. He is really talented.
He must be a funny guy.
Lots of fun to be with. Now, the Carringtons, of course, are a busy family, so we let them take off already.
They forgot the dog.
Sit. Bad dog. Anyway, the Carringtons are already talking about their brush with national TV. Let's look in.
Well, here we are. This is the set where they taped the Family Times TV program. Pretty cool, huh, kids?
It looks different. Yeah, I thought it was a real house.
Nope, it's just a TV studio. It looks real on TV, but it's all just pretend. The walls aren't real, the windows aren't real. There's not even a real ceiling.
Well, hello, Carringtons. Welcome to Family Times. I'm Bob Evans, and ouch!
Hey, Dad, he's real.
Odyssey commemorates.
We'll reveal a secret about this delicious meal. It might surprise you.
The Ayers are going to show us some answers to that "why can't I have it now" question that often pops up from the children. Before all that, though, let's check in with our own classic cartoon family, the Carringtons.
Well, I'd better be going. It looks like you're about ready to have dinner.
Okay, but come over again anytime.
I will. I want to learn your secret for getting your family all together at dinner time. It seems like at our house we're always going in different directions. How do you do it?
Well, it's not that hard. We just start training them when they're young. Come here, I'll show you.
You will now go to dinner and bond with your family. You will now go to dinner and bond with your family.
We hear and obey. We hear and obey.
Odyssey.
For the break, let's see how the Carringtons are dealing with that issue of honesty in the home.
Here you go, Mom. I picked these just for you.
These are beautiful, Jill. But do you realize that if you'd left them on the tree, each of these blossoms would have become a delicious cherry?
No, they wouldn't.
Oh, yes, they would have. If left alone, each blossom would have grown into a cherry.
I don't think so.
Jill, I'm your mother, and I never lie to you. Don't you believe what I tell you?
Well, okay, but they were plums last year.
And wouldn't you know it, that's the issue that suddenly popped up over at the Carrington household. Let's see how they handle it.
Guess what, Mom?
What, dear?
I learned how to make babies today.
Oh, really? Oh, my, that's very interesting. So how do you make babies?
It's simple. Just change the Y to an I and add ES.
Oh, that's right.
First, let's check in with our good friends, the Carringtons.
Jan, would you do the dishes tonight?
But, Mom, it's Jill's turn.
I know, dear, but Jill has a soccer game tonight, so I'd like you to take her turn.
But that's not fair.
Fair? You want to talk about fair? Last week, I lost my keys at the mall. I never found them. I lost my sunglasses at the beach last summer. I never found them. Just yesterday, I lost a pair of socks in the washing machine, and I'll probably never find them.
Yeah, but I really didn't.
Last month, I lost 3 pounds on a diet. This month, I found them and 5 more. So don't talk to me about fair.
Jim, this is so very nice of you to paint the house for us.
Glad to do it, Mom. Oh, you could at least let us pay for the paint, son. No need, Dad. Let me do this for you and Mom. It's my way of repaying you for all the time and money you've spent on me over the years. Well, in that case, painting the house doesn't begin to cover it. Oh, Dad.
What you working on, Dad?
The family budget. This new software really makes it easy to isolate the problem areas. For example, we're spending about 40% for food, 30% for shelter, 30% for clothing, and 20% for entertainment and incidentals.
But, Dad, that makes 120%.
Well, there, you see?
How they're handling life's challenges this week.
Oh, I don't know how you do it, Julie. With all those kids of yours, they must just drive you crazy sometimes.
Oh, they have their moments, all right. But then don't we all?
Oh, that's true. And you're lucky that your kids are all turning out so nice.
I know. I count my blessings every day.
If you could go back and start all over, would you do anything differently in raising your children?
That's a tough question. When I was young, I had 5 theories.
Really?
Now I have 5 children and no theories.